If the first game breaks, we'll get you know it up, put on more steam. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. Ball, obstacles, block, cut, sides, two games after this win in. First year again, we're here for the first May. Carry my team every 6 minutes.
Rocky Top! You'll always be.
Doesn't have to be perfect, ain't gonna be perfect. We go compete for 60 freaking minutes. All right, enjoy the opportunity, enjoy the environment, and then go play our butts off, play for one another, and have a hell of a lot of fun. Everybody got me?
Yes,
all right.
I think one thing I will say is that I care about my guys. You know, I have a real issue with people touching my quarterback, running back, stuff like that. Like if you're in the backfield, you're my family. Especially if you're on my line, you're even more my family. You know, that's kind of my mindset when I walk on the field. That's kind of how I play the game. I'm blocking to protect the man beside me and the man behind me, not for personal growth. Because you keep everybody healthy, you win ball games. So I'm excited.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man, and I'm saying, woo, right here. Yeah. Who got my back? I got your back. Who got my back? I got your back. Who got my back? I got your back. We play for another. We fight for another. Every fight, every play, every round. Hey, Tennessee on 2. 1, 2. Tennessee. Ball, that team ready. Ball, that team ready. Ball, that team ready.
Make the decision. You're either a Vol or you're not, through thick and thin.
But you know what? Let's talk a little Vols. That is not me trying to take any shine away from the phenomenal channel Talking Vols and my guy Boogie Bentley runs. So shout out to them. But let's talk a little Vols here.
To feel like dying, looking for my golden ticket, can't find no silver lining. And these days 9 to 5 feels more like 25 to life, and trying to make a living isn't supposed to feel like dying. I punch the clock, wanna punch a ticket to New York and punch the ball, but they don't pay enough for me to cover that cost. So I punch the sheetrock instead, cover my debts, keep the family fed. They've been promising me another $1.03, but the talk is as cheap as these boots I'm wearing, and that's been wearing on more than my soul and all that I know. To feel like dying, looking for my golden ticket, can't find no silver lining. These days 9 to 5 feels more like 25 to life, and trying to make a living isn't supposed to feel like dying.
Good Wednesday evening. Welcome to the Talking VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. He's Coach Jay. We got a fun show tonight. Going to be business as usual. We got big Antoni Ogumoro is going to be in the house, coming on, hanging out. Dude, do you realize it's been over a year? I think it was May. Of last year when Big Ant came on and hung out with us. I didn't realize it had been that long. It seems like just yesterday.
Time flies when you're having fun, Boogie. Time flies when you're having fun, and you're reporting on the saga that is the University of Tennessee football, I suppose. But happy to have him on, man. He was one of, if not my most favorite interviews, man. Just getting to know him and his mom and that awesome recruiting story we got. If you haven't seen the interview, rewind yourself, go find it, go watch it.
There's a playlist, Coach. You put me to work.
Is there?
It took me about an hour to make that playlist. I had to manually scroll through every video. So every player interview, you can go back and give it a watch.
Well, there you go. Go back and watch it, because there is a awesome recruiting story in that interview. And man, if that doesn't make you proud to be a Tennessee Vol and this coaching staff and the kind of people they are, nothing will, man. What an interview. Excited to have Big Ant back on the channel today.
You know, we talked a lot about his transition from basketball to football. Funny enough, while I was getting ready for the stream, I was looking for pictures to use on the thumbnail. I found a picture of him from his basketball days, and man, it looks like a different person. Looks like a different person. But we talked about that journey, the transition from playing basketball to playing football. Then he started on the defensive line, made that transition to the offensive line. And throughout that journey, he moves from North Carolina to Oklahoma. Just a lot of stuff, man. And it's been a year. First year on campus, first semester as a college student, first spring camp, first orange and white game. A lot of fun stuff that we're going to talk about with Big Ant here coming up in just a minute. He just wrapped up a team event. I'm curious to see what that team event was. Dude, do you feel like these are our kids? I feel like there are kids sometimes. I just saw on Instagram, Jaden Lofton was spending time at the Children's Hospital. I saw where Joey Aguilar was spending time at the Children's Hospital, holding like a brand newborn baby. And I'm like, these are our kids out in the wild, just being
all grown up.
great men out in the community. I love to see it, man.
I love to see it too, man. Look, it's been a common theme, right? All these kids that we've had on here have just been like the greatest kids, man. And yeah, they do start to feel like your kids. You wish them well no matter what. And yeah, man, you start to gain that connection to them. Football is awesome. How many times have you heard it from me, Boogie? Football's family, right? And it's why I will always root for people that are part of my football family, even when they leave it. It's because I gain that connection with them, man. And it may hurt sometimes when someone moves on from your family, but football is family, man. And I love a lot of these kids, man. They're awesome. And gosh dang it, when they put on that power tee, something just creeps up in my Tennessee Volunteer fandom, man, and I get pumped. But yeah, man, and you know what? We kind of started with more recruits than we have players, Boogie. But as they've started to grow up, like you mentioned, and do this thing, it's going to be really fun this season to watch a lot of these kids play. We got a small taste of it last year, very small taste of it. I can think of like a player or two Jamal Wallace was in, a small taste. But this year it's going to be really fun watching them out there, man, and watching them grow and fight for the power tee and for their brothers out there on the field. I can't wait, man. I think it's going to be a really, really special year, selfishly for you and I, for that reason, and the whole chat, because they've been part of this too.
And just a callback to you talking about the story that, you know, Big Ant's mom told and just spoke to the culture and how genuine this coaching staff is. I think that's why I take offense when people, the first instinct is they're sitting behind a keyboard, they're seeing a post about a recruit, and then it's all about money. That's it. It's all about money. Probably got more money. It triggers me, bro. Like I deal with a lot of trolls. I don't think anything bothers me more than when they pick on my kids. And it's like when you say it's all about money, it's not always about money. Is it sometimes about money? Yes. Is money always involved? Yes. But that doesn't mean that that's what's at the forefront. Sometimes there are things more important. And that's why I think, man, having Big Ant's mom come on with him added so much to that interview. But like Coach said, go back, give it a watch. It was a lot of fun. It was about a little over a year ago. Let me catch up with the chat. Then we're going to get Big Ant on here in just 1 second. Let's see who's in the chat. Bubba Shrum is here. What's up, Bubba? Jack says, thoughts on Joey Aguilar. Ooh, don't get me started. We can talk about some Joey Aguilar a little bit later.
Here we go.
So Lee Honda says, what's up, Boogie? And the gang got a couple of super chats here. Todd Landers for 2 says, Dorfy. GBO, appreciate you, Todd. Luke Thompson drops 2, says, Dorfy, excited about this one. Yeah, I'm excited about this one, too. Jeff Clabo for 5 says, Big Man 55, Vol, World Order. John Watts drops a $10 super chat and says, Dorfy. We appreciate that. It's a little generosity. As you walk in the door, wipe your feet at the front door, and then just put a little tip in the tip jar, a little door fee. We appreciate it. It keeps the lights on. You know what else keeps the lights on? A membership. And Luke Thompson gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership. Somebody got a free membership courtesy of Luke. We appreciate you, Luke. If you're not a member, you don't have a power T beside your name, fix that. Hit the join button down below. It's only $1. We would appreciate it. Johnny B for 5 says, Dorfy, what's up, Vol Nation? What's up, Boogie and Coach Jay? Can't wait for the interview. Go Big Orange. Thank you, Johnny B. Well, you don't have to wait any longer because Big Ant's in the house. Let's get him on here. Antoni Ogumoro, what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Fantastic. How are you? Big team event. What were you guys up to? I saw a lot of people posting that they were at the Children's Hospital. Were you a part of that, or what were you up to today?
Now they had the whole team. We had like a K1 speed racing thing, so it's like a little event they brought us to, and it's a little downtime that we can have fun together.
Love it. I love it, dude.
That's
we were
cool.
talking about before you popped in the back room. It's been almost over a year since
Yes,
you've been
sir.
on the channel. We were talking about your journey from basketball to football, from the defensive line to the offensive line, moving from North Carolina to Oklahoma, winning. You won a state championship, man. You got it done. Went undefeated state championship. Now you're making that transition to college. How's life right now? First semester in college. You survived your first spring camp, your orange and white game. So just what's life look like right now, man?
It's good. Blessed for sure. The process coming here, it was great. So it wasn't too hard or anything. You know, parents came up with me, helped me move in and everything. The whole staff here at Tennessee and pretty much the whole 25 class that came in, we were pretty tight since the beginning. So we've been communicating ever since before we even got here. So once we got here, you know, it wasn't really nothing new. We just knew it was time to work.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, I was thinking, Ant, the other day. I was lucky enough to get into a D1 locker room the other day on an interview and kind of be around a bigger program than I'm even used to. What's it like, kind of coming from high school and then stepping into those beautiful facilities, that super nice weight room, the beautiful locker room? Does it kind of take a while to soak that in, or is it kind of like once you get to work, it all disappears and it's just business? I said disappears, and he
Yeah, what are you
disappeared.
doing? You did this last week to Colton Hood.
I'm sorry.
If Big Ant can hear us, just back out of StreamYard and come back in. I
Yeah.
hope he can hear us. The same thing happened to Colton Hood while we were right in the middle of the interview.
Note
Let's see
to
if he can
self: do
back out.
not say the word disappear again.
It's almost like you're a magician. You speak magic words into existence. What are you doing, Coach Jay? You ruined the entire show. Should we just end the stream? Should we just start over? Yeah, let me kick him. Now we can get down to business. This is what you guys showed up for, is to watch me try to host a show by myself. All right, Ant popped out. He's going to pop back in.
Right.
Chase Tidwell's been a member for 33 months. We appreciate you, Chase. Thank you for the support. Saralyn Escobar gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership. Let's go. Let's get some of those gifted Talkin VAWLS memberships rolling out. We appreciate you guys. Valming says, for the fans, by the fans. Hey, I can't control the internet. I can't control StreamYard. You know, we sell a shirt that says Coach J's muted. Maybe we should sell one that says Coach J muted Big Ant. I mean, we could do that. We could do that. Man, I already forgot. Oh, you had Big Ant's dad. Get it together, boys. Hey, it wouldn't be Talkin VAWLS if it wasn't a complete disaster. That's what we do around here.
I'm blaming StreamYard. I'm blaming.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. They sold me on their product. And then they said, if you sign up, if you were with us and you sign up, we're going to give you a lifetime discount. Within 2 years, they doubled the price. So, well, we're off to the races.
We're trying. So
here we go. Big Ant's back in the house.
There we go.
Coach Jay tried to kick you off the show.
I see. Yeah. So, anyways, I was just asking, what's that like, man, to move from high school facilities to such a big program and all the power behind those facilities?
Yeah, I would say once we kind of got here, it was kind of a like, dang, okay, like this is we're here now. But over time, like going through spring ball and everything, they're actually building a new locker room right now. So we're kind of just chilling in a downstairs type of locker room. But right now, when we first got there on my visit, I was kind of like, okay, damn, like this is a nice locker room for sure. But it was really just soaking it all in, just waiting to see what the new locker room is going to look like.
So break this down for me. Is there a hierarchy in the locker room to who's going to get what locker, or are you split up by position groups, or how does that work as far as locker assignments go?
I think it's by position groups. We're not really sure right now how they're setting it up right now. So, yeah.
Gotcha.
It's not Sunday night, but I got to tell this story anyway. So I got to take a tour. Dauber, that's a co-host on this show, He went to UT, worked on a marketing degree, knows some people in the marketing department, set up a tour for us. We go down there. This girl's taking us around, showing us everything, man. Takes us in the locker room. We're slapping the sign, pretending to be Big Ant.
Oh, yes.
We're going to give my offer to. We're doing everything. We're looking around. And she's like, okay, you guys ready to go? And everybody's like, yeah. And I said, nope. I said, I got to take a piss. And they're like, really? Like, you can't wait? And I said, I'm going to go take a piss where Al Wilson once took a piss. Everybody in our group followed me into the bathroom. Hey, I don't know. It's sorry, coach. It's not Sunday. All right, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. What it's summer. It's summer right now. What's a typical day in the life for you? How late you sleeping? Are you taking summer classes? What are your responsibilities to the team? Just give us what's your typical day look like?
Yes, sir. Usually I'll try and sleep by like 9:30. Get up around 6, and then just get my body right before I lift at 7. And then after that, they'll plan out kind of what we have going throughout that day. So whatever meetings we have, or if we have to be somewhere for something, they'll have it on this app called Teamwork. So we kind of just check that every now and then, see where we got to be at. Workouts, meetings, little walkthroughs here and there. But other than that, it's pretty smooth.
Awesome. How much are they? So you're not in summer ball yet. How much are they starting to get into your diet and control your diet right now? We talked to Colton Hood last week. I mean, he was talking tangy Doritos and Frito chips. So I don't know if they have him on the same diet as you, but I was curious as to how they're handling your dietary needs over there.
Shoot, yeah, they've been doing that since kind of we've got here since January. So they did the DEXA scans just to see what our body weight is made up of, and they were pretty good with like where I was at, like 315, 320 range. So now it's really just like hammering the weight room, conditioning, just turning that on to lean mass. So I'm ready for the season.
Gotcha.
I don't know if I want to know what my body's made up of, Coach. They'd be like bourbon and biscuits and gravy.
Yeah. Just be like, pass. I'll pass.
Yeah, I'll just skip that.
Sam Pendleton will tell you. He go talk to him.
Coach talked about like, your transition and like what's available to you, the facilities, that type of thing. But like, what's been one of the biggest challenges, almost on the field, like mentally, physically, like any moments that you were maybe out there on the practice field and it was like maybe that, hey man, I belong here. Like I could like, look, you're coming into an SEC program, you're going against the elite dudes, future NFL draft picks, and it's kind of like, man, I can hold my own here.
Yeah, I would say like during the meetings, like the first few meetings we had when we were just trying to learn the base offensive playbook, like what we got going on, like what's our assignments, like not just knowing ourselves, but the whole unit. Where's the tight end going, running back, like all these different things. For me, I wasn't used to that in high school. I was just like, okay, block the guy in front of me, just try and mess him up. Then coming here, Coach Ellaby, he's been harping on like he's very critical on like what we need to do. So we'll take tests here and there. And the beginning of it, I was like, man, I don't understand this at all. But going later on into the spring ball and then like now, like going through the summer, it's starting like it's all clicking now. So yeah, I think it's just like all the reps that we're taking. Mental reps are big too, but the physical reps that we're taking too play a big role.
That's awesome. Yeah, definitely awesome. I'm sure you'll continue to learn that playbook. Continuing on that topic, we asked Sam the other week when he was in here what it was like to kind of play in that high tempo offense. Has that been an adjustment as well? Just the speed of having to kind of get on your gas pedal and get lined up and ready to snap the ball as well?
Yeah, I would say kind of really, but back at my old high school and at Elgin when my senior year, that's kind of how our coach was. Like even just going through practices, it was kind of like, all right, let's go, like tempo,
On
like
the ball.
quick. Yeah. So obviously when I got here, it's a little bit different. Trying to catch up with the older guys. Like, oh shoot, okay, like this is how we got to do it. Like on the ball, we're going quarterback snapping it. But also knowing like when, like, okay, we got a little time here. Let's ID here. Let's get a call out before anything.
Mom's in the chat and she's not happy with you, Big Ant. She says, the glare's awful, son. That line behind your head is glaring. Turn around and put your back to the wall. When Mama speaks, we listen. There you go. No, you got to keep. There you go. Now, since Mom's yelling at him, I'm going to yell at him. Now you got to take your phone and turn it sideways. Now we're going to put a production together. Now,
there we go.
Yes. The glare's still good. Mom's not going to be happy. Mom's going to see the glare. I mean, mom knows best. That's all I know.
Hey, sorry, Mom. Sorry.
Hey, well, since Mom's in the chat, last time you were on the show, I got to talk food. We're always going to talk food, and we're going to continue to talk food. I got 4 food questions in my notes ready to go. But last time, Coach Jay asked you what your favorite Saipan dish was. Now, I saw where Pops was on Twitter or Instagram or somewhere and saying that it's 9 a.m. So it is 9:23 a.m. in Saipan right now.
Yeah.
So what's your go-to breakfast dish when we're talking Saipan?
It's probably typical, but spam, eggs, and rice. Just get up and make that. Eat that.
I don't have a problem. That sounds good to me. But what's your go-to East Tennessee breakfast? Anything different?
So far since we've been in Smokies, they've had like it's like the grits and biscuit and grits or something like that. That was pretty good, and gravy or something like that. So I'll eat that.
Biscuits and gravy that's a home run. Grits are, but if you're going grits, you go shrimp and grits. You can go grits and just a bunch of butter. Like that's good too. I know you live. How long did you live in North Carolina?
Like three and a half years.
So that's kind of that's not like East Tennessee cooking. But you go from Tennessee to Oklahoma, then or North Carolina to Oklahoma, then to Tennessee. What's your go-to spots in Knoxville? You found any good food down there yet?
I found this one. It's a Asian restaurant. I actually forgot the name, but me and the guys went there 2 weekends ago, and it was pretty good. So I'll say there in this smash burger place in downtown Knoxville.
God, I love a good smash burger.
Yeah. That extra fat and it all just sits on the griddle and soaks into it. Come on, bro.
Yeah. You know, Boogie, I found a place with some Saipan food right down the road from me, actually. So when you come out here, man, we're gonna have to have to sample some, and what we thought. But
and by we, you mean me, you, Mrs. J, because Mrs. Boogie is not eating Saipan food. She's like, no, we went on our honeymoon to the beach. Honeymoon to the beach. We're paying like $40 for all you can eat seafood buffet, and she eats chicken tenders and fries. What are we doing? What are we doing with our life? All right, go ahead, Coach.
I want to get back into football, man. We're gonna jump back in. We'll drag you through the mud and talk more food in a minute. But so you got a chance to be with the offense a little. Number one, and you don't got to give away the GOAT here, but Boo Carter on offense. What are your thoughts?
Boo Carter on offense?
Yeah, what are your thoughts?
Shoot, I think that's good actually. I mean, I've been chopping it up with Boo for a little bit. We haven't been talking a lot, but we had a little O-line and DB's dinner. And when I got there, he kind of called me over. He was like, "Come sit next to me." So I was like, "All right, shoot." And we were just talking for a while, and he was just telling me how it was like when he first got here, giving like like older guy tips, like, "Hey, this is what you can do if you trying to play this and that." But him playing on offense, I think that's going to be a big piece for the team for sure. It's going to be a big impact for us.
Absolutely. Boo, at least stop me if I'm wrong here, but I think sometimes he comes off, is super flashy and a larger than life character. Is Boo one of those kinds that maybe comes off like that, but when you kind of are around him personally, is more down to earth and personable type person? Or kind of got that Riz always, no matter what.
Yeah, I would say, I haven't really gotten to know him as much to really say anything, but as like what I've seen so far, now he's a down to earth guy. So he'll go up, say what's up to you. He's not bigger than the program or anything, or like too good to say what's up. He passed by you, he'll say what's up.
I love that story. An O-line and a DB's dinner. That's team building. That's team building, man. Because that's not two groups that typically are going to be, hey, let's go chop it up and hang out. So you kind of put that together, and then what does Boo do? That's a leadership, man. That's a leadership role. He pulls you in and mentors you. I love to hear that. What else are you seeing? Because you and your mom talked about culture when you committed, but that can be all fluff and smoke and mirrors, right? Like you don't know. Like you I mean, you told some great stories that make me know you kind of realized what you were getting into. But now you get on campus, you're going through practice, you're going through spring camp. What do you think about the culture now? Are you even more sold on what Josh Heupel's selling now that you've been there on campus for 6 months?
Yes, sir, for sure. Going through spring ball, going through it with our 25 class and even the older guys, like trying to look up to them too and see like, hey, what do we got to do to be here on time or get this done, or what do we need to do just in general. Overall, though, the culture is for sure there. Um, just building those little foundation blocks for the team for the season coming up. But the older guys, I feel like they're doing a good job just, harping down like, hey, young guys don't got time to be young. Like it's time to go.
Who would you say is maybe a mentor to you in that offensive line room?
I would say Wendell Moy. For sure, yeah. We sit in the back row together, just chilling. Like we'll talk here and there. Like Coach Ellaby will be going over film, and then I'll ask him like, what do you see in this? Like, what was your thought process in this? And he'll kind of tell me like the breakdown. Like, all right, this is what I was thinking. So when it's my turn to go on the field, like get my rep in, I already know what to do.
I like it. Let's tag on that defensive lineman, offensive lineman relationship. And I asked Sam the same question. Is there a defensive lineman where it's like they're frustrating as heck to try to block? Like there's just something about their hand speed. I always had people I went against in football where there was that one guy where I'm like, man, he always gets me with something.
Yeah, I'll say probably Jackson Moy.
Yes, sir. I love that. He's a monster.
That guy's legit, yeah, for sure. But yeah, I'll say him.
You know what? I was gonna ask because Coach Jay's putting you on blast. Who's whipping your tail? I was gonna ask whose tail are you whipping? But Coach Jay sent me a text the other day. He said, hey, we have got to show this clip of Big Ant in the orange and white game. I know you've already seen it because this. I think. Look, people that hang around the Talking VAWLS Network.
Jordan Burns.
We are diehard, psychotic, passionate fans. We knew who you were. We were excited about you. But I think maybe some casual fans are like, okay, who's this 55? Who is it? I think we got some buzz off of this. Coach Jay, let's talk about it. Why do you want to watch this play? Should we go a little film breakdown style? What do we see? What's in front of us? Break it down, and then we'll let Ant give his feedback on it.
Big Ant's playing guard. He's going to work his way down to the linebacker here. But why don't you just play it and give me that first contact when those hands hit him, right? Try to give me that pause on that moment, get a shift out of the line. Going to get a nice square look at that linebacker. Now, I like the wide base. I like a nice wide base inside. You can probably see that player right to your left side ear there, Ant, coming in. Or no, that player blitzing right there. Now, is that someone left to the blocker, or are you expected to punch him before you work your way down?
So on this one, my role is to go and climb up to the backer, but him coming in, we're leaving him for the tight end to hit him.
Yeah,
and I'll go up to the backer.
And that's what I figured too. But when I get these guys on Boogie, I don't got to guess anymore.
Right now, you get to know what their assignment is.
I get to know what their assignment is. So working his way down. So I like the instep, knees to nuts pointed in the middle. He works his way down here. Go ahead and pause it at the contact point, Boogie, because I want to talk about it. I like it. Shuffles in. Now, you'll notice when that catch moment, and your hands are just a little outside, but watch how quick he resets them inside, Boogie, and gets leverage here. That's a vet
now
move,
you look like you're pummeling, like you're doing a little
And that wide base, it allows someone like Big Ant to get lower than a linebacker in a situation like this. You see that linebacker trying to get low, trying to maybe dip and rip through this block. That nice wide base, resetting those hands, and And at this point, it's just about chopping those feet and taking them for a ride down to the end zone. I love the don't quit. And man, that is, I'll tell you what, young man, that will get it done. Give us that effort every single time, and you'll make Vol Nation proud, man. That's awesome stuff. Love to see it, and I know you'd seen it too, but wanted to highlight it for those who haven't seen it. That's good stuff right there, and keep up that good work, man.
Sure, appreciate that.
Yeah.
Did your Twitter blow up from this play?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really be on Twitter that much, so I kind of like my dad. I just
sometimes I got to hit up
Yeah.
Pops and be like, "Hey, Ant's not responding." Can you hit him
I
up?
got a different question, Boogie. What did Coach criticize you on in that play? Because I feel like as coaches, whenever I see a great play like that, I got to still find something to nitpick at and make sure you're doing right.
I think, man, what did he say? I know he said something for sure. Like,
Yeah.
he said, I forgot what he said, but it was definitely
Okay.
something like little
Yeah.
little
Little
that I could
thing,
work on.
little something to
Yeah.
work on. Yeah. Okay.
Let me
I
catch
know
up
how
with the
they
chat.
be.
Let me catch up with the chat real quick. Bleed Orange been a member for 39 months. Says, "What's up, Boogie and Coach? Howdy, Big Ant, GBO." He also drops a $5 super chat and says, "Boom, boom, fee, GBO." We appreciate you, Bleed Orange. Luke Thompson gifting some Talkin VAWLS memberships, exposing some of those lurkers in the chat. He gifted one, then he followed it up with another 5. That is very generous, Luke. We appreciate you. Little Spooky been a member for 31 months. We appreciate the members of this channel. Once we get rolling into the season, we're going to do a members-only stream every Sunday night. It's going to replace the fan call-in show. Get those memberships in. We appreciate you guys. We cannot do this without you. Let's see here. Do I want to talk football or do I want to talk? I mean, no. Let's have some fun. We because you've been on before. You're returning for a second interview. It kind of changes the dynamic a little bit. We usually like to have fun, ask those rapid fire questions. I came up with a different way to do it. So we're going to give you the opportunity to expose your teammates. That's what we're going to do right here because we had Colton Hood on last week. We asked him what he's up to. You playing video games, watching TV. He said he watches Love Island. Love Island. He exposed himself. And we need to know. He said that there are several people on the team watching it. I don't think you're one of those people. Surely you're not watching Love Island.
I don't even know.
I knew you would have no idea what it was. But we gave him an opportunity. He said, you can expose your teammates. Who out there is watching Love Island? He pleaded the 5th. He refused to do it. You're going to have an opportunity to expose your teammates. So what we're going to do, you have to answer each one of these questions. And it's got to be, I would love it if you stuck to the offensive line room. But if you want to go entire team, the choice is yours. You got to answer with a teammate, preferably the offensive line. Who is the best singer?
Best singer, Nick Moore.
How could you say that with a chuckle? I don't know that I believe that.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's singing but off key. Okay. All right. Off or whoever. Boogie said offense lineman. You can pick whoever. Player that is smoothest or thinks they're the smoothest with the ladies.
David Sanders. David.
Yes.
I love that answer. All right. Best bromance. 2 dudes on the team that have a straight up. But hey, let's be honest. Me and Coach J have been accused by Mrs. J of having a bromance. Who's got the best bromance?
Oh, shoot. I don't know about that one.
Oh, come on.
You want to do that? You said pass.
I want to put somebody on blast.
I don't know, actually.
All right, he's using the old skip card, Coach. Skip card.
Okay. All right. I'll move to coaches real quick. Which coach is most likely to be a double agent?
A double agent?
Like James Bond, like a spy. Like has a secret life and they're actually a double agent.
Probably Coach KP.
Okay. All right. We see.
He's an offensive Coach Pendleton, right? Offensive line analyst. Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's always those analysts, Boogie. You got to watch them.
You do have to watch them. Are they double agents? Are they going to stab you in the back, work behind the scenes?
You got to watch out. Watch out.
Most likely, he's gonna skip all my questions. Most likely to get a false start.
Oh, I might have to skip that one.
Oh, come on. I won't clip this.
Okay.
You can skip it.
All right. How about this?
My questions are too hard hitting.
So your quarterback is hit late. Most likely offensive lineman to go get a personal foul and go hit. I was hoping you'd say it. We figured it was. It was. Sure.
Do you look at Sam in the locker room and like, that dude looks like a 35-year-old accountant? How am I in a locker room with him?
When he first got here, we didn't really say anything, but as we got closer and like started to get to know each other, we kind of started messing with him, like us younger guys like me, Nick, and David, like, hey, what's up, Unc? Even though he's like a year older than us. But yeah, he does look older than us for sure.
Man, not only does he look older, he
carries himself like he's older too.
Yes,
yeah.
We had him on the channel a few weeks ago, and like we're asking him about music, and he's listening to music that my mom used to listen to. Like he listens to old, like he is an old soul. But I love me some Sam. For sure. I love me some Sam, and I love his mindset too.
What do you think of his face mask? Yeah, that crossbar face mask. Would you ever consider rocking one of those, or you're too new school for that?
Me personally, I just like I'm not really one of those guys like to change my face mask. I'm like just keep whatever's there. But him, when I first seen that, I was like, that's unique, bro. I mess with that. Like I actually like it.
Definitely old school.
By the way, everybody in the chat is saying the bromance is you and Wendell Moy. So I'm just saying that's what they're saying.
I think that was my dad. If my dad don't know what he's talking about.
All right, who's the best dressed? Best dressed.
Best dressed. Shoot. Oh man, I don't know. I feel like everybody has like their own different type of styles, like, you know. So I don't really know who to put up.
What about worst dressed? Can you go that route? Who's the worst dressed?
I'll probably put me, to be honest. I just wear chill clothes. I don't really put anything crazy on.
Dude, I'm like jumping in the Jeep, going to go run to the store, and my wife's like, "You're going to wear that in public?" 100%. Comfort is my game.
Yeah.
Who did Sam say wore Crocs all the time? He said someone wore
that
Crocs.
That was such a great question. I think it was somebody on the offensive line too. They said they wore Crocs and thought it was cool. It wasn't Jesse Perry, was it?
I don't think so.
I don't remember.
All right. Back to food. Who on the offensive line can eat the most? Who you taking in a food eating contest?
I'll say me, to be honest.
Yeah, there you go. I like it. I wanted Sam to bet on himself, but I think he said like Aiden Bustle or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember what he said.
Aiden.
Like that.
Yeah.
Aiden can eat.
All right, let's jump over some video games. You were on the channel about a year ago. Said you played a lot of Call of Duty, but you were on last year before the EA Sports College Football game came out. You've been playing that game. You like that game, or did you turn it on, said this sucks, and went straight back to Call of Duty?
I honestly never even played it before, so
really,
I've never been really like the sports type of game guy. I'll play 2K. That's probably about it, though.
What else? Like we gotta pull it out of you. So what are you doing? You like last time we asked, you said Call of Duty, no EA Sports College Football. What are you doing when you're back at the house? You're hanging out. Nobody's around. You're not a TV guy. You got to be doing. Are you talking to the ladies? Are you talking? Are you taking tips from Big Dave? Big Dave's like giving you all of his game. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are you doing? Are you watching YouTube? You hanging out? You watching anything on Netflix?
Definitely YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube. I have like what was it, like the YouTube subscription, so you don't even watch ads. I watch a lot of YouTube. I'm on YouTube a lot.
What are you watching? What do you? I'm the same. I really don't watch TV. I watch I watch YouTube golf. I love you. Obviously it's what I do. I love YouTube. It's my passion. So I love watching other people find that success. What are you watching on YouTube?
I like to watch like documentaries and stuff. Like I'll just look up documentaries, and then whatever like seems like interesting to me, I'll just kind of watch it.
Give me a good one. Give me a good
Yeah,
a
so like
documentary.
war or like
World War
animal
II.
document.
A lot of
Oh,
those I like to like
Oh,
historic documentaries, like just kind of learning about the history.
man, I love history. I love
Yeah.
history. I can watch documentaries on history
I
all
love
the
World War
time,
II
man.
history
All the
too, but
time.
I have a horrible memory and I can't remember anything. So it's like every time I watch a new one, it's like it's brand new information that I can't retain.
That's awesome. What else do we got here, Bug? What else are we talking about right now? Let's. Oh! I know what I wanted to ask you. I didn't get a chance to last time. Are you quiet on the field, or are you talking to the person across you? I asked
Uh,
Colton this too, and Sam.
like just in general, like when it comes to like communicating and stuff.
Yeah, no, like
Trash talk.
like when someone's trash talking at you, are you the kind to chirp back a little, or are you kind of like, all right, we'll see?
Uh, it depends, to be honest, what they say. Like if they say like you,
Ah,
majority of the time, I'm just like, all right, cool. Like you can say whatever. But if they say something about my mom or any family, I'm gonna say something back for sure.
yeah,
Let's
gotcha.
let's
Yeah.
talk about that. My mom's the one that's going to trigger you to run that mouth and give them a little trash talk back. You know, it was something that we kind of talked about the last time you were on, that transition of moving across the country, and your family is tight knit. That's one of the things I love about you, man. I love that. I love that tight knit family. And
Mm,
one of the things you said was going to be tough in that transition. You were going to miss those nighttime walks. You said you and your family used to always
Yeah.
go and take walks with your little brother. I think your little brother is slowly becoming a celebrity. I hope Troy is doing great. Shout out Troy.
Yes, sir.
How hard has that been, right? Moving across the country and not being with your family. And I know, like Coach said, you got FaceTime, which, by the way, I love the video of your mom coming out and surprising you. That's a beautiful thing, man. Don't take
Oh man,
mom for
appreciate
granted.
it.
But how hard has
Appreciate
that
it.
been to make that transition?
Um, I'm gonna be honest. I think like when I first got here, like once I said bye to my mom and dad and my two little brothers, Deron and Troy, I was like, all right, I'm gonna see y'all next break. And then we had workouts that next morning. I think
mm,
after that workout, that kind of hit me like, all right, like I'm here now. Like there's no going back. Like you're saying, hey, I want to come back and hang out for a little bit. But I think it kind of hit me there, and I was like, all right, cool. I just gotta lock in now. But when I went back for the summer and then we'll walk, I had some my grandfather was down there too, and my uncle, so they came out there for my graduation. Um, we did go on some walks during the summer, but when we had to come back, and summer's kind of like the last time I'm really gonna go home until like probably end of season. I was kind of like, all right. It hit me again, like, all right, I got to walk with them again, chat it up, do those night walks with my little brothers again, and then now I gotta come back and then back to reality. So yeah.
mm. I love the comment, by the way. I love the comment you posted on the screen,
This
Boogie.
one?
That was amazing. I love it. I love
Hey, no.
it. I love when there's stories behind that. That's
Dang.
good, man. That's good.
Let me get a couple from
Hey,
the chat. Let me get a couple
yeah,
from the
please,
chat, Coach.
please,
Then you
please.
jump in here. Johnny B drops
Yeah,
a
you're good.
$5 super chat. Says, hi, Ant. Welcome to Tennessee and Go Vols. How is the chemistry and camaraderie going for you so far? Is the communication good with your teammates?
Yes, sir. What's going on, Johnny? I say it's going good. I feel like everybody it's not a toxic locker room at all. Everybody's defense, offense doesn't really matter what position you play or how old you are. Us younger guys coming in, we all show face, talk. Nobody's bigger than the T. That's what Coach Hype likes to say a lot. Nobody's bigger than the program. So, just
Mhm.
putting the team before yourself. Not being selfish.
Absolutely.
Dakota Calvi's been a member for 21 months. We appreciate you. Sarah and Escobar, I'm pretty sure they just became a
Hey, that's
member.
my that's my answer. Yes, sir.
I think, yeah, it becomes a member of the channel. Appreciate that. J Pat drops $2 super chat, says late door fee. Appreciate you, J Pat. Todd has a question too. Todd for 5 says zombie apocalypse. What is
Ooh.
your weapon of choice?
It's probably like if you play Black Ops 2 or any of like those old zombie games, I'll say the Ray Gun Mark 2. That'll be mine.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like we got a little
like it.
little look in your eye there when we're talking about the zombie apocalypse. I wasn't going to ask this question, but I rewatched our last interview today. I didn't ask this question, so I'm going to ask Big
Get 'em.
Ant this question: zombie apocalypse. You got to build your team. It's you and 4 teammates. Who are you rocking with, and why? You got to tell me why. And if we get the, I don't know that we'll get the ongoing trending answer that we continue to get, but we'll see. We'll see. Who's your 4-man zombie apocalypse team? And give me a coach as your 5th member.
Okay. I gotta add David Sanders in there for sure. Nick Moore, Christian Gass, and I'll put Jaden Lofton. Those would be my 4 teammates. And then a coach, uh, Coach KP, our offensive analyst, because that guy's just funny.
What? Okay, tell me some Coach KP stuff, because every offensive lineman that rolls through here brings up Coach KP. Like, is it just the relationship with him? Like, what is it about him? His personality?
I'll say his personality. He's just a great guy overall. Like, he's one of those guys, like you walk around the facility, he's over there saying, "Hey, what's up? Like, how you doing? Like, checking on you and how's your day going?" But when he knows you, like, personally, especially in that old line room, the jokes with that guy never ends. Like, even just going through like installs, like we'll go through the installs and he'll crack like a joke in, and we're just like, "Wait, what?" That came out of nowhere, but nah, for sure.
I love it. Coach, take us. Well, let me hit this first. Adam Huckabee, member for 30 months, says, "Can't wait to hear your name on the radio, man. Go Vols." Shout out, Adam. Appreciate you, brother. Sir. Coach, take us home. Give us one last question to get us out the door here.
Yeah, definitely. So right now, we have, for the first time in a long time, a quarterback battle at Tennessee, where there's not a clear-cut quarterback coming in there. We won't go into who left. We'll worry about who's here now. But Joey's coming in late. How do you feel that the team is going to respond to having a new quarterback coming in late, and B, a competition coming this late into summer? Do you view that as a hindrance or something that's going to galvanize the team? Or how does Big Ant feel about the quarterback room at the University of Tennessee?
I honestly thought, like, in my opinion, it's kind of bringing us together. He came in late. I didn't really see nobody like, "Oh man, who's this new guy?" Like, "Oh yeah, it's our quarterback," but nobody really knows this guy or whatever. When we first got here, he actually created a group chat with all of us and kind of like, "Hey, let's go to dinner, man." And, wanted to get to know us. It was him, Jake, and G Mac. So,
Nice.
we're pretty close with all three QBs. But aside from like the the competition between all three, I think it's just that's Coach Housley's decision and what he wants to make.
Sure.
But overall, I feel like it's about the team together. Like like Joey came in, and, we're just bringing him with us. Like where we're at, he's meeting us there, and we just keep going from there.
Absolutely.
I love that answer. I love that. I love hearing that. Not only did the team welcome Joey, but that George and Jake welcome Joey. And it's let the best man win. We're going to give our all. We're playing for the power T. That's when we talk about culture. That's a beautiful thing, man. We are, dude, I'm excited. It's so cool just to see you just follow your journey, right? We got to know you a year ago. Now you're on campus. You're doing your thing, man. We're pulling for you. We're excited about you. What are you go? I was going to let you speak to Vol Nation. You've already done that. You did that after you committed. What are you go? Yo,
I got to, or my wife's going to kill me.
Oh wait, let me ask this and let's wrap with that. I know what you said.
Okay.
I'm glad you remember that, because I love this bit and we're going to roll forward with it. What are your goals for your freshman season?
My goals for my freshman season, for sure, I'll say just continue to get stronger and learn this playbook. On the field, I would say just, I can't say for sure like, "Oh yeah, coach, start me," or, all that like depth chart stuff. But when the time does come and I end up stepping on that field, just giving my all for Tennessee. That's for sure.
I love it. Don't tell him who is next, coach. Just lay it out for him.
Okay, yeah, I won't tell you who's on the channel next. But what we want to do is we want to start a tradition on this channel. And we're going to start with you. We want one question for the next Tennessee Volunteer football player who comes on this channel. It could be anything. It could be something stupid you already heard us say, or anything at all. But what you got?
Okay. What's your least favorite day for the workouts? Monday,
Okay.
Tuesday,
Okay. Yep.
Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday? Which is your
Least
least
favorite
favorite day?
workout day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Monday,
I like
Tuesday,
it. I
Thursday,
like that.
Friday. I like
Yeah.
it too.
I
I
like
like
it.
it too. And shout
I
out
like
Miss
it.
J for coming up with this idea. Coach texted me, and I was like, "This is brilliant." So we're just going to keep it
Mhm.
moving forward. So the next guest that comes on has to answer your question, and then they're going to give us a question
I like
for the
that.
next guest.
Yeah.
So
Sir.
shout out Big Ant, man. I love you.
Yeah.
I love your family. You guys are. I love just that tight knit family that you've got, man. It's been fun getting to know you guys. We wish you the best of luck this coming year. I put all the links in the description. Go follow Big Ant on Twitter, on Instagram, all that good stuff. We appreciate you, brother. We will catch up soon. All right.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. I appreciate you guys having me.
All right,
You
later,
got it.
brother.
Take care.
Yes.
Awesome.
No warning for fouling.
Ah,
No warning. I was trying to drop Ant off, and he dropped and then fouled me. His big ugly mug is here.
I am
What I
here,
was
man.
gonna
Hey,
what?
look at that. Boogie didn't dox me right out the gate. We off
there
to,
you
we
go.
off to a start, boys. Let's
We're
go.
running.
Okay, Culbertson.
We're running.
We can.
We're
What I
running.
was gonna do, I was gonna go to bonfire.com/store/talking balls and plug a little merchandise. You want to rep Talking Balls? You can go to the website. It's in the description below, or again, it is bonfire.com/store/talking balls. We got Nike logo merchandise. We've got golf polos, quarter zips. We got a windbreaker jacket. Coach Jay is muted all the time, so we sell a t-shirt to remind him of that. You want to pick that up? Camo hoodies, all kinds of fun stuff. Rivalry shirts, parody shirts, VWO. If you're talking balls for life. It's all at bonfire.com/store/talking balls. Also, if you like what we do, man, you like this, the interviews, you like the live streams, you like whatever it is you like about this channel, even if you just like the post-game shows, you want to keep the lights on around here, we need your help. Join the channel, hit the join button. It is $1. If you got $1 to spare, there is strength in numbers. That's what allows this channel to keep rolling on. That join button is down below. If you're on an iPhone or an Apple product, the link is in the description where you can join the channel. But we appreciate your your support. But also, I quit saying smash the thumbs up. Somebody said the other day, you never really say that anymore. Like you say it at the beginning and then it's kind of over. They're like, used to, you said it every 10 minutes. And used to, we got twice the thumbs up. So I'm going to go back to saying it every 10 minutes until you guys get that number up. Smash the thumbs up. It's easy. It's free. It's quick. We got 89 thumbs up. We got way more viewers than thumbs up. So hit that thumbs up. We would greatly appreciate it. I don't even know what we're talking about next. What's on the agenda for tonight, boys? What do y'all want to talk about first? You want to talk a little recruiting? Y'all want to talk a little recruiting first?
We can do a little recruiting. I know there's a little spicy article we want to get to at some point.
Yeah, well, that's going to be real fun. Let's talk a little recruiting because we got a lot of look, we've gone through official visit season. Most official visits are over. Some people will still take some throughout the course of the season. But now we go into decision-making mode. We got a lot of decisions coming up soon. We're going to try to stream as many of these as possible. If they give us a time, we're going to stream them. Legend Bay, June the 28th. Brandon Anderson, one-time Vol commit. I think he may be trending back to the good guys. June the 29th. TJ Watt and Darion Albert, their teammates, they're committing on July the 1st. At the exact same time. That one, I know we are going to go live right here on this channel at 1 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to break down both guys. And we're going to celebrate two commits, two blue chippers committing to Tennessee. Just wait. Joel Wyatt committing on July the 6th. Javonte Smith on July the 8th. Joel Combe on July the 9th. Of course, we're talking about Savion Hyder. Can we flip Tristan Keys? A lot of other guys. We're still trying to hold on to Carson Sneed. So we're going to kind of just go through this thing. Foulming, you're going to kick it off. One of those guys that you're the most interested in. Like, who you see these decisions coming, give me a guy, and we'll talk about him.
Well, you gave me a couple options, and there's some good choices in there, dude. I'm excited about a couple guys, but right out the gate, we gotta go Legend, right? Legend Bay, like this dude, straight speed. I mean, that's the first thing everybody's gonna say. 5'9", 174, started Texas, right? But this guy's it's not just his speed, it's his athleticism, I think. Like, this guy can play. He's playing quarterback in high school. I think in his little breakdown of his visit, he talked about playing in the backfield a little bit. He talked about playing slot, playing out wide, even throwing the ball around if he needed to, maybe doing a little returning. I mean, this guy can pretty much do whatever you ask of him. Absolutely deadly in space. I think one of the coolest things is his comparison to Velus Jones Jr. I think that's the most accurate description of the two, because you think of a guy who can burn you on the outside, but also good in the return game. He talked about, let's see, we've talked about his 10-2 in the 100, right? That's a big part of why he's 15th nationally as an athlete. You talk about the combination of Bay, Keys, and King. Could you imagine those three lining up for Tennessee? Like you can put them all three anywhere.
And not to bury the lead on Tyreek King, but you're talking about the speed of Legend Bay running a 10-2 in the 100. Right. Tyreek King was just at the Rivals 5-star camp, which I'm going to talk about when I talk about my guy here in just a second. Tyreek King clocked a 4.3940. You put those two guys on the field at the same time.
Right. Absolutely.
Good luck.
Well, I don't know how much if I can talk about King, or if you wanted to. I don't want to bury the lead there.
You can if you want.
Okay, well, I just watched. I probably read some of the same article that you read about, but talking about he's just a touchdown waiting to happen all weekend at the event. See, he hit a touchdown on a crossing route, then he hit a touchdown on a corner route over the shoulder. Pretty much anything they ask of him, he was just a touchdown waiting to happen all weekend. So, a lot to be excited about this potential. Got to leave it at that potential wide receiver room. I think with Legend, last I looked, is he trending more to Tennessee now or Texas A&M? I think he's got a visit coming up or just came from there. I'm not sure which order they went in. But I'd say that's our biggest competition right now. But I'd love to see Tennessee win out. That's a dude I absolutely would want on my team. I can plug and play all over the field. I mean, anytime you pick up an athlete like that, I mean, I want to call him a wide receiver because that's what he's being recruited as. I know he's playing quarterback right now, but you put an athlete like that on your offense, I mean, you're just a big play waiting to happen.
I've not seen any like the last Chad Simmons update was from June the 17th. So as far like Tennessee had momentum coming out of the visits, can they hold on to it going into the weekend? That's why I think it's going to be a good one to stream, because I truly don't know if it is Tennessee or Texas A&M. But Coach Jay, I started it, buried the lead talking about Tyreek King, but he was listed as they got the top performers at the Rivals 5-star event. Tyreek King listed at 6th. I know everybody's talking about Tristan Keys, and we should be, because I think we have a realistic opportunity to flip Tristan Keys. Some people think I'm crazy. I have my reasons for believing that, and I'm going to continue to believe that. Does that mean that Tristan Keys ends up at Tennessee? No. But does that mean he never had a shot of flipping? No. We're going to see. We're going to let it play out. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Tyreek King because he committed so early in the process. Falmin kind of talked about the reports coming out of this 5-star camp. What are your thoughts about Tyreek King? I know we talked a little bit about him, but that's been a long time coming. Now kind of people forgetting about him.
I mean, I think he's great. He's a great red zone threat. He's someone you can get the ball to when you're at the goal line. He can pull down a pass. He's just kind of a walk-in touchdown inside the 20-yard line. He's going to pull everything down. Got great web catching hands. Good route runner. Good speed. He just kind of got all those tools. He crosses those T's and dots those I's and even those lowercase J's on the football field. So I'm really excited about him. I was excited about him when we got him. He was one of those kids where you almost want to start second guessing yourself when you're sitting in my chair, because we've had so many recruits where I've been like, oh man, I feel like the evaluation was good on these early, right? But we've seen that be a constant theme, that they've pressed early 2- and 3-star guys into 4-star and 5-star kids. Yeah, we've seen some regression. I think it's mostly been with the higher ranked players out of the shoe that you see that regression with. But for the most part, our evaluations have been spot on with the recruiting analysts out there around the world. But something to always be aware of and always keep in your mind. You can get ranked all the stars in the world, but once again, you got to prove it when you get to campus, right? So, but as many of those evaluations as you can nail, the higher that famous blue chip ratio number that you like to talk about, Boog, that we all like to talk about, the higher that gets, the higher of those will hit, right? So the higher you can press that percentage, the higher your hit percentage is. The more hits we get, we're off and running, right? So give me all the Tyree Kings.
The more tickets you buy, the better chance you got to hit the lottery, right?
That's exactly. That's right.
Just to touch
That's
on
what
that,
I tell Mrs. J when I come home with a bunch of scratchers, anyways.
Hey, California always hits.
That's right.
But just taking both those guys. I mean, not just Legend or not just Tyreek, but you talk about like all the jet sweeps, the quick screens, like that Hype likes to run. I mean, think about that. Once you got quick screens and that wide split that we like to use, you put those guys on opposite sides. Good luck. Pick one. Like which side are you going to lean to?
Oh,
right?
and you got one that played high school quarterback, and he's being recruited by a D1 school to play quarterback. Now we can hit him with a quick
screen and then hitting it deep. Yeah.
Coach Jay likes to run that type of crap on me.
I love that.
Right. I mean, you got to think about those things and how much it opens up. I know we're concentrating on just this class because we're talking recruiting, but we're going to blend these guys with some of these young wide receivers we already have. I mean, we're playing some really young guys, so these guys are going to be in the same room together. So you talk about an absolutely just explosive wide receiver room. I mean, your options are endless. And then if I'm anybody in the quarterback room now or Faison coming up, I'm absolutely licking my chops. Like, just look around me. And we haven't even talked about Hyder, but that we won't. That's going to be a while down the road.
Oh, I'm starting to think. That dude, I made myself go down that rabbit hole because somebody in the chat Sunday night was like, Boogie, you got to talk about this. And the more I dug into it, the more I looked at it, I think there's some drama there that really maybe pushed Tennessee to the front of the line. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know how much we can talk about it because it's kind of hearsay, but like, I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you. This is, I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but there's some good options on the line for Tennessee right now.
Yeah.
You follow those tweets.
Don't deal in rumors.
Dude, I do.
Well,
I do when the
right?
guy that is leading him to Michigan goes to Twitter and retweets Matt Ray that Tennessee brought in a bunch of elite offensive linemen. I'm starting to believe, but hey, that's what we do here. We speculate. We talk about rumors. I want to talk about my guy because he's on this list too, and then Coach Jay is going to do the 2-for-1 special here coming up in just a second. But Joel Wyatt, number 9 on this list from the 5-star camp from Rivals /On3. Do I get access to Rivals? Does anybody know how this works? Do I get access to Rivals on July the 1st if you're an On3 paying customer? I don't know how that works because On3 bought him out. Am I going to have to buy a Rivals account? God bless America. I hope not. Anyway, Joel Wyatt, 4-star athlete. You can see there. He's committing on July the 6th. My video on Carson Snead was basically saying, this is stupid. Why do you care about in-state kids? Just go recruit elite talent. No, you keep your in-state kids home. Your elite in-state kids are a priority, and you keep them home. And Joel Wyatt is one of those in-state kids that you want to keep home. The predictions are kind of confusing because you go look at the national guys, right? The Steve Wiltfongs, the Chad Simmons, Tom Loy of 247 Sports. They're all putting out there how they like the Vols, and it makes sense, right? In-state kid, Joel White, he's been to Tennessee 7 visits at this point. VolQuest put out an update and said that he is a great mystery because nobody knows how he feels about playing the edge position, which is what Tennessee is recruiting him to play. Some have insisted that Vanderbilt is willing to let him play offense, so that's worth watching. Now I've seen the most recent update saying that he wants to play safety. So I have no idea what's going on with this kid, but just today, Austin Price put on the board that there is some positive intel coming out that the Vols have the momentum, but it is a long way until July the 6th. So we'll see what happens. This is what they put out from the Rivals 5-star camp. Rivals 5-star was the first camp setting where we saw Joel Wyatt work primarily on defense. Wait a minute. So Tennessee's recruiting him at the edge? We've got some positive intel, and he goes to a Rivals camp and works primarily on defense. Says the jumbo athlete looked at home in the secondary. Now I'm concerned again. Now we're talking about the secondary as Tennessee recruits him at the edge. Says Wyatt made several splash plays throughout the day, had strong coverage in one-on-one, showing the long speed to stick with wide receivers on vertical routes. Wyatt made a pair of outstanding plays there in 7-on-7 on both sides of the ball. Came down with a leaping interception in a group of 3 to 4 players early on during the play. later caught a high point touchdown during the championship game after seeing Wyatt work on both sides of the ball. We feel he's a more natural fit on defense. Like, I get it. I think Tennessee likes his length, and I think that's why they're recruiting to play the edge. And I think Coach Rodney Garner knows what he wants in an edge guy. He's 6'4", 196. Why not just recruit him and say, you're a priority and we'll play you wherever? How do you see that, Coach? I know we're learning the ways of recruiting in your life right now. How do you sell a kid? Do you not just sell them on, hey, we love your athleticism and your potential. We'll just see where we can let you fit in.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's to each kid, right? Like you want to tailor that recruitment around that kid, right? And be honest with him at the same time. I think that's also important. I mean, you got a kid wanting to play a position you're 100% not willing to look at him at, then yeah. But if you've got one or two spots where you can really envision him, then sell it to him, right? Package it towards him and sell it to him. I definitely think that's a big piece of that puzzle with him, but also it's selling them on the vision of their future, right? And what Tennessee can do for them. I think Tennessee can do a lot for you as an edge rusher, especially a speed edge rusher like that. We hadn't really got time to talk about it too much over the last few weeks, but not only are we loaded in edge and putting edges into the NFL, I think we'll have another first-round edge this year to follow up on Pierce last year, and I think we got another one coming in after that in Jordan Ross. But we also brought in an analyst, a new analyst this year who's an edge guru, right? Who Hobbs, who played at Tennessee, who coached. There's a coaching relationship with Brent Venables. Coached many NFL defenses as well. So I think Tennessee's in a real position to do something special with him at the edge position. And I think we were just scratching the surface as what an edge can do, dropping back into coverage. When we saw James Pierce do that against Iowa and we toyed with that a little, I think you can take that another step further with this young man. So I think he gives you a lot of pliability on the defensive side of the ball, right? It gives me a lot of things that
versatility, flexibility,
flexibility, right? Just a lot of pliability to where I can change things, right? I can disguise different blitzes, different coverages. The more utility knives I have, the more I can interchange an edge blitzing with a star blitzing, with a safety blitzing. That gets scary, man, when you start to interchange, a Boo Carter with a kid like this from the flats to the blitz line.
Why can't you do that? Sell him on that, right? You can play safety, you can play wide receiver,
right,
play both sides of the ball.
Could you play? Could it be an edge predominantly, and then maybe in a short yardage or rundowns, like putting him in in a star spot, like add that extra. I mean,
Absolutely.
If he's got that flexibility, right? I mean, he might not be an every down star, in wide open spaces, which I don't know. I mean, maybe he will be, but I mean, he's going to have a similar build to Pierce, right? Especially once he gets into a college weight room and nutrition system, and just to double back on a little bit of what you said there, Coach. Like, I think if I'm the player or he's part of the player's family, I would take honesty and being upfront over selling me something, because I know as a kid you can kind of sell them something, but in today's world where you can transfer almost at any point, like just be straight up with me, tell me what's going on, and I would rather have that, because if Tennessee's telling you this is probably your position, it doesn't matter where you go, they're going to eventually slide you in that position or something similar. So I mean, if you're just getting sold something, wouldn't you kind of pick up on that?
Yeah. Hey, look, kids are really perceptive of things, right? Like, even for those of you who have little kids, right? Half the time, if you try to BS them on something, they'll call you out on it, right? They can tell. I mean, we just had Big Ant on here, right? and they knew, like when you go back and watch that interview where they were talking about other recruits, they knew when they were being sold a bucket of lies or just something, not real, not palpable. Like you pick up on that as a recruit, and I think a lot of the best recruiters are people who genuinely care about them as people and also care about them as young men and their futures. And if you truly care about their future, you're going to want to put them in the best position you can. And if you've done that, I think as a good coach, you've probably put your team in the best position it can be in to win as well, right? So
That would have been exactly my point there.
Yeah.
What's best for him is most likely what's also best for the team and best for Tennessee.
Correct.
So they're not going to put you in a spot to make you look bad just for it's not like we're thin there. You just have to have somebody. They think he'll excel there. So it's in his best interest, not just Tennessee's.
Well, even what both of you said, going back to the first interview with Big Ant, his mom was talking about how, like, we're not chasing the money. She told him, if you chase the money now, you're just going to end up in the portal. Like, and it's the same type of deal. If I sell you a bunch of crap and tell you that you're going to come here and play wide receiver, and then you show up for the first day of practice, and I'm like, hey, bro, go line up with the edge rushers. It's like, well, how many months later till he's in the portal? We're seeing guys, and I'm not trying to talk bad about Jalen Matthews, but he's a guy that, dude, I love that guy. But he commits to Rutgers. He goes through spring camp. He's not played a single snap of college football, and he's already been in the portal and transferred to Florida State. It's like, that's how easy it is. So I think that kind of holds these coaches up against it to where I have to be honest. Or if I'm not, they're gonna bounce and they're gonna hit the portal. I did see people on VolQuest talking too about Joel Wyatt. What about tight end? The length, the speed, he could be a weapon there. I think that's why you just recruit him as an athlete and say, hey, we're going to try to put you in the best position to succeed.
Yeah. A lot of it, like, you can watch high school film and you can get around them in a camp setting, but until you really get them on your own practice field and see what they can do in indos, it's all going to be a bit of speculation on that end. So yeah, you got to get them on campus. And then another side to this, in our current environment, guys. Thank you. In our current environment, let's say a kid does make a mistake. Let's say he does get sold on this offensive thing and someone didn't have their best interest at heart. When he figures that out and hits the portal, guess what? I get a second chance at swinging at that recruit, right? I get that second chance to go, hey, look, right? You came around, you figured it out. Let's go to work, right? Let's make this right together.
Being consistent that whole way through, right?
Sure.
You gave the same pitch before, it's the same pitch now. I told you then, straight up, I was honest with you. I'm being honest with you now. So, and I think we're seeing that recruit after recruit has talked about culture and how straight up the coaches are with them, how honest they've been, and just keeping it real with them on a personal basis.
And consistency, that word, that's a good word that you use, is another word that comes out a lot. They're consistent. They were the same before and after.
They don't seem like the top to BS the recruiter or family. It's like, this is what it is. This is what we think we think you would succeed the most, and go from there.
And you do what's best for you.
Absolutely.
And shout out to that comment about an awkward situation. I can tell you guys, I've been in a recruiting room where a coach has come to see a high school kid on a team I was around. And even being in that room with their parents and the kid and the coach, it felt like we were in a timeshare pitch. It was just a really, really bad, awkward situation. And guess what? Spoiler alert, right? The kid didn't go there. So yeah, they can see through that. You never want to do that in summation.
It's like, you want to be around coaches you want to spend significant time with, right? You don't want to use car salesman every day.
Yep.
Let me hit a couple from the chat real quick. Christopher Welch, been a member for 29 months. Appreciate you, brother. Big Trey for 34 months. No matter, look, he's wearing Big Trey created Talkin VAWLS logo merch. Look at that.
I like it.
Created that and then took it down to the orange and white game. Appreciate you, Big Trey. No matter when I pop in this channel and see what's going on, it's always passion for the Big Orange. That's what makes this place simply amazing. We appreciate you, Trey. Don't you forget it. We were the first. We were the original. We were the Trail Blazers. We're going to kick it over to Coach Jay. I think I know where he's going to kick this off with, but you get a 2-for-1
where
special.
to go. Just pop them up. Just pop them up.
Just pop them up. All right, you got a 2-for-1 special here.
Let's start. Yeah, I knew we were starting there. Lo and behold, give the linebacker to the old linebacker coach. So TJ White, guys, I feel really good about his recruitment, right? I think the Vols are in a really, really good spot. I know we've gotten some predictions here. This is a kid that has a tremendous burst off the football. Really, really, really quick in his 5-yard burst. Arrives at the ball with a lot of power. I'd like to see him lower that pad level. He's a little high coming off the line, as you just saw right there. But, man, you see how he explodes off that line when he does come. And, I mean, I haven't seen an offensive tight end at the high school level, a tackle that can really deal with him. You see him pop through the rows right there, forces the fumble. Just, he almost reminds me of T-Lander the way he arrives at the ball. Just a little more burst than T-Lander, maybe a little less suplex and a little more burst, but definitely a T-Lander sprinkle in his game. I really like to see him break down right there. Like can you rewind that play, Boogie? Is that possible? Coach wants to talk here for a second. He could have just blitzed this play, right? But he read that read point as the DN, and once he broke down, right? Look, nice football stance right here in the wash, right? That offensive line area, that area 2 yards off the offensive line or 2 yards in the backfield, that wash. Sometimes it's hard for a high school player to be really calm in the wash. We see him really comfortable right here. Just squats down, takes his time. I'm going to watch this handoff. Quarterback keeps it. I'm going to react. If he hands it off, I'm going to stunt inside and take care of business. Does exactly that. Nice 45-degree angle with his foot. Squares up, makes the tackle. Nicely done. But just a lot of power coming off. Now, we don't see him line up in that Mike stance a whole bunch in that film, or a Will stance. Are they looking at him only as a Leo? Are they going to move him to outside linebacker? How is he in coverage? We'll see. He's got the speed for it, but covering college athletes is not an easy thing by any stretch. And I'd like to see a little bit of film on it before I speak on it. But a run stuffer, yes. A quarterback eraser, yes. A kid that could be a game changer coming off that edge, 100%. I really like TJ White. I like the aggression he plays with. Playing football is really, really a physical, proposition. And this kid plays with a lot of anger and aggression off the line of scrimmage. I really, really like it, but also plays even with his feet. Just once again, getting that pad level a little lower is what I'll take out of him.
As the obvious linebacker guy on the channel, what Coach Inge has done in his short time here, like, I know we praise Coach G, and he deserves every bit of it, but I think Coach Inge is recruiting at that same level that Coach G is. And when you start reloading that front seven, and I get it, we need to land that elite safety. And even people say corner. I'm pretty sure Ricky Gibson and Jermod McCoy are pretty good. Adding Colton Hood, McMurray, I think we got 4 pretty good corners. Like, we got a pretty dang good defense. That's why, not to bury the lead, for the final topic coming up here in just a little bit, I don't think people are sleeping on Tennessee, man. They are sleeping on Tennessee. But I think Coach Inge, what he's done with that linebacker room is phenomenal.
Yeah, I've said it. I think this defense takes a step forward again this year. I've been saying that for the last, I think since before the season started last year. I thought they'd take a step last year and then an additional step this year. And, the thing you're saying about the secondary, I agree. I think the secondary is going to be better again this year, specifically if McCoy can come back healthy, right? Then you're really going to be cooking with grease and your dime instead of your nickel sets. But what makes linebacker easier to play is defensive linemen. And what makes it even easier to play are good cornerbacks, right? Who can play inch technique, who can play man press in the pocket. When you get those two things together, it gets really, really fun to play linebacker. The one reason we necessarily, I think, didn't take as much advantage of it as we could have last year is they were just a little green still. They were growing up a little, right? But they started to make strides, and you started to see it at times. I think there were issues, obviously, in the Ohio State game with getting speeded out at times, and we needed to play with less linebackers. I don't know that we necessarily could have done that. I'll tell you what, though, McCoy's back this year, Hood's back there, Ricky Gibson's back there. All of a sudden, you can run a dime package, and you're not going to be outmanned by a team as deep as Ohio State was at wide receiver. Suddenly, you can match up with that a lot better than we could last year.
I'm not ready to put Colton Hood up there as if Jermod McCoy's not healthy, that he's just going to step right in and we're not going to skip a beat. I'm pretty dang excited about Colton Hood coming to Tennessee.
I think it's closer than we may realize.
He's a dang gamer. He's a gamer.
And he's got a little bit of a chip. Just a little bit of a chip, it sounds like.
But if you give me in the secondary in a true dime package against an elite passing team like that, you give me McCoy, Ricky Gibson, Hood, Boo Carter. I mean, we're talking about a defensive backfield that can keep up with that speed, and not only keep up with that speed, but help the defensive line in spots too, with blitzes off the edge and things of this nature. You can really get multiple. And you talk about that speed at edge. I think Boo Carter could have been used more in blitz packages and blitz and pass heavy defenses, but we didn't, because we didn't have that extra corner that we truly trusted. And I think with Colton Hood and a healthy McCoy, you have that.
We're going to let Coach Jay double dip here, but first we got to hit this. Flyfish21 gifted 10. 10 talking ball. What is that? What is that, Foul Me? Is that like the equivalent of $50?
50, I think. Yeah, 49.
50. Well, look, Flyfish, $50 ain't cheap. We'll play the clip.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 million man.
Shout out Flyfish. Let's see who he exposed. The lurkers in the chat. Larry Hildebrand got a free membership. Orange Visor. B-Hawk, CBG, Drummer Converse. Shout out Drummer Converse. He's here all the time. He got a free membership. Joey Pinion, Owen Stalkup, Wesley Jennings. I can't read. Who else? HMWJ0101. Well, that's cool. Tetra, all free memberships. Shout out. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for the support. I know I say it all the time, but the memberships keep this channel moving forward. You can join for just $1 a month. Coach, you're double dipping. You're diving in. Come on. Spoiler alert. The predictions are in. The expert predictions are in. The crystal balls are in. They're teammates. They play together. Linebacker, defensive tackle. Coach Hayes talked about the defensive tackle that played in front of him, that relationship. They're committing on the same day at the same time. It's going to be a big orange celebration. We're going to be celebrating it right here on the Talkin VAWLS Network live at 1 p.m. Eastern time coming up on July the 1st. But Coach Jay, this is the second guy you wanted to talk about, Darion Albert.
I like this kid a lot, guys. There are a few things I like more than a squatty body inside defensive lineman to kind of suck up the line of scrimmage in front of me. 6'2", 270. Do you believe that 270, Book?
No, he's up to 300.
Okay, yeah.
I think he's 300 right now.
So 6'2", 300, but this man does not move like a 300-pounder, guys. His hand speed is right up there with Norman Lott, is right up there with Moy. For those of you Vol fans who've been around a little while, he's got a little Jesse Mahalona in him, guys. He's got a little Jesse Mahalona in him, and I like it. I'm here for it. Out of Orange Coast Community College out here, Jesse Mahalona, a good-looking kid inside, just a squatty body. We'll pick it up. Let's watch a play right here. And when you're, wow, the outside stunt, sprinting out to cover the quick out. What a hustle, right? Whenever you show me a hustle play on your first play.
First play.
I love it. I've heard Reed Bacon talk about that kind of thing. I like it a lot. On his horse out there, you need to get out there quickly. Turns him back inside of all things. Great work right there. Awesome stuff. Pick up another one. Just sucking up that middle. This is a kid who just eats up the middle, right? You're not going to run A gap. You're not going to run B gap. He's just going to squat. He's low center of gravity, right? When you got that low center of gravity, football's a leverage game. It's always about your pad level inside. And when you're that squatty, big, and strong, you're a menace, man. And if you attach quick hands with that, look at the quick little bull rush, gets off of his block. I mean, I like that he lays out the guy that was just passively watching that play, too. I always like a little propensity for violence with my defensive line. Then let's watch another one inside. He kind of naturally runs little stunts and twists and loops, which I really like. Not something you really necessarily see out of the tech that this kid likes to play, which just once again speaks to how much speed he has on the inside. Let's see if we can get a straight rush play out of him right here. Pop. Look at those hands. Just pop. 3 different hand resets there. He's a menace, man. You're just not blocking that kid inside. The hands are too quick, too strong, too low. It's going to start sounding like a jeez Louise. Just the body control right there. And he knew it, man. Look, if you got a defensive tackle that's 6'2", 300 pounds and can pirouette off a block like that kid just did, you got an athlete, right? That's what you got. You don't got a big D tackle. You got an athlete inside. And I think this kid, as much as I like TJ as a linebacker, and I do like him a lot, I think this kid could be a massive steal in this class. And I'm going to go ahead and, if he jumps into the class, and call him the biggest sleeper in the class to be a true star at the University of Tennessee.
And aren't we seeing kind of a trend here? It's like athlete. I mean, every position we talk about, offense, defense, I mean, it just seems like and especially defense, like we're just getting more athletic across the board, more bend, more flexibility, more versatility. Just that little, even if it's not just straight speed, it's that burst, that acceleration. It just seems like, I mean, it's just a theme. I mean, you got to be big and strong, but you got to be fast in the SEC, and I think these coaches know it.
And that goes back to the blue chip ratio. It's like, it's so dumb to say that, but it's like, that's the proof is in the pudding. And it goes back to what you guys were saying earlier and what Jason Swain said on the charity stream. That's what makes Ohio State stand out. They get 5 stars, but if they take a 3-star, they hit on that evaluation. And that 3-star is better than what everybody else thought they were. And that's how we continue to close the gap. And that's why I was laughing at the guy in the chat earlier saying that Josh Heupel sucks and blah, blah. Really? He does? I mean, he's averaging 10 wins a season for the last 3 years, 10-2 college football playoff, and you're saying he sucks? It's good to be back. It's good to be back on top where people are pissed about 10-2 in the college football playoff. Good to be back.
It is. I agree.
It's like, where does all that show up? And we saw it in the playoff game. It's in space. Can you make that play in space? And I think a lot of these kids are that athlete.
And that's the next step, right? Found me. It's right. Josh Heupel's done a great job. Now we need to take the next step. That's when you were in the chat when this happened, but when Jeremy Pruitt was fired and Josh Heupel comes in, how long did you think it was going to take? How long did you think it was going to take, or did you even think it was possible for Josh Heupel to get us competitive again?
Right out the gate without knowing what's going on. I thought it was 5 to 6 years before we're competitive again.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
That's where we were at. And he's averaging 3 years, 10 win seasons.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to touch on earlier, but I didn't want to double dip there. But with TJ, it's like Coach was showing some film there, or you were showing some film and Coach was pointing out there. It's almost like you hear this more on an edge or on an end, but like the bend. He seemed to have, for a linebacker, he had a very unique bend. He could almost be flat-footed and then fill a hole and stop a guy dead in his tracks just because he had that bend, that lower center of gravity, and made the tackle. It's just exciting to watch these guys and their film, because they're making these plays in space that you wouldn't expect that player to make, especially at a high school level, and they're coming in like that. So you give them a year, 2 years with these coaches and weight room and all the analysts, and it's an exciting time, I think, especially on the defensive side for Tennessee right now.
Absolutely.
Let's kind of blend it into the last topic. I really wanted to talk about Carson Snead, but I talked about it this morning. I think it is what it is. Shout out Coach Jay. I got railed because I made the comment that Coach Jay said what kids wear on the camp scene is not important. And then somebody said, Coach Jay's right. You need to calm down. I'm like, bro, I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I'm not, the sky is not falling. I'm just pointing out that he's wearing Florida gloves. We'll see what happens with Carson Snead. But I just want to go on this theme because somebody in the chat's talking about it and says Josh Heupel sucks. And so we can go to this article that Coach Jay sent me. This is College Football Magazine insanely predicts Tennessee football to finish 11th in the SEC. Man, we were having this conversation last night. My old man was here. My uncle was here. My cousin was here. Had a bunch of friends hanging out, and we're talking Tennessee football. And I just point blank, I said, what do y'all think? What's the record? And the common theme was 9-3. Pretty much everybody thinks 9-3. Georgia, Florida, Alabama are the losses. 9-3. You somehow surprise Alabama on the road and get a win, surprise Florida on the road and get a win. Then we do the Josh Heupel thing and we slip up and lose to Oklahoma at home, Arkansas at home, and we finish 9-3. That's where I'm at. We talked about this for weeks. Founding, what's your right now spot on? No ifs, ands, or buts. What's your prediction?
You absolutely stole my answer at 100%. But I think it's 9-3. But I don't think you lose those big three. I think you pull out one of those. Maybe even still one early, and then we get that slip somewhere on the road, or you get that Oklahoma slip. I think we hit two of the big three, and I think or one of the big three, and then slip somewhere. So I'm right at 9-3.
So if you sneak up and take one of those, you're looking at 10-2 in a college football playoff run. What are we saying now? We lost QB1, and we're going back to the playoff. Coach Jay, where are you at?
Your playoffs, 100%. No question. No question.
I agree.
I think I'm at 9-3 too. I mean, I can see better and I can see worse. God, I hate to give a cop-out answer like that, but it's just the fact.
Well, you're going 9-3. We're all three going 9-3. We could see 8-4. We could see 10-2.
Yeah,
What did we just show last week? The most likely is 10-2.
Right.
Yeah.
Based on stuff we don't know.
For me, I've been thinking more and more about, because someone asked me the other day, like, what's your true floor? And because Boogie was mentioning, people throwing out like real crazy
4 wins is the worst.
Florida State type thing.
I think 7's your floor. Right.
I when I got really thinking about it, Fal, and really looking at the schedule, I was at 7-2. Like 7 is if the wheels come off at quarterback, the wheels come off at offensive line, and the defense doesn't take a step. That's the wheels coming off to me, right?
Right.
And if that's the case,
or an injury somewhere,
a bad injury that really hurts.
Key.
The wide receiver room really makes me nervous, guys. The depth in that room makes me extremely nervous. But if they can stay healthy, if we can get some continuity, I feel a little bit better about Joey Aguilar after I realized something. We won't get into that right now, but
coming soon. Buckle up. Hey, shout out to Boogie.
God,
shout out
everyone's
Boogie
going to
for
be like,
that
not
one.
again.
They're going to find it. They're going to find
it.
Just what you said. They're going to. The fact that I found it, I guess I knew more than they do.
It's coming. It's
buckle
still
up.
coming.
Buckle up.
Anyway, yeah. But anyway, I feel really good about our quarterbacks coaching tree and all this kind of stuff. So we'll see. I still want to see it against SEC speed, right? Against that true Division I speed, and I want to see him clean up the picks, or I want to see Merck beat him out. I want to see one of those two things happen, right? So we'll all find out together, but I think for me, 7-5 is the floor if those things happen. But I'm kind of settling at 9-3 this year. So, and to me, that's pretty realistic. I mean, outlook
9-3 based on the circumstances. QB1 left after spring camp.
Yeah,
and we can still go 9-3. But what also is kind of heartbreaking is I can't. People can get pissed at me. The unknown of Nico coming back for one more ride. And I know me and Coach Shay are. I think Foul Ming probably is too. I've said it multiple times. Coach Shay just said it. Foul Ming, you can comment. I think the defense is going to be better this year. So if the defense is better this year, what could we have done? Yeah, you got to replace Dylan Sampson, but I think you could pretty much.
We got a stable for that, I think.
Yes, Heupel's offense is set up for success in the run game. That's why I think Savion Hyder, like, you're crazy. Like, you could eat in this offense.
Absolutely.
But it's like
setting freshman records if he wanted.
What would the expectation have been? But then I can also look at it and look at Vegas, and they're just saying, all right, we're just going to give you one loss off of Nico. And that tells me, dang, we got a pretty dang good football team. That they think we can lose QB1 at the end of spring camp, and it's only going to cost us a game.
And Vegas is putting their money where their mouth is. So
right,
you can take that for what it's worth. But that feeds into like one little thing I was going to bring up. Where would you put, just quickly, roughly, where would you put our defense in the SEC, like ranking-wise? Think about that for a second. And then think, well, that's what Joey's going to face every day. So how quickly are you going to get ready? Because Coach brought up, speed in the SEC. How quickly can you adjust? Well, in my opinion, you're going to face one of the best defensive SEC units in the league. So every day. So I think if you're capable of getting up to speed, it's going to happen. All right. Cliff it.
Wait, I didn't see it.
Where he finished?
For the defense. That's my prediction.
Holy smokes!
In the SEC.
Can you wrap your brain around this? That we're sitting here going into year 5 of the Josh Heupel era, offensive guy, up tempo, fast pace. He's never going to have a good defense. And the defense. But yet people want to crucify Tim Banks. People want to fire Tim Banks. It's like, I think this is probably our last ride with Tim Banks, which again just complicates things with me being frustrated with Nico and how that situation played out. Because it's like, man, this could have been our year. And it still may be our year. Hopefully Joey comes in and grasps it. If not, hopefully Jake takes the reins and runs with it. I don't freaking care who it is. But dang, you don't want QB1, your 5-star quarterback, leaving, going into a year where all the chips are lined up to go win a national championship or an SEC championship or whatever the case may be.
Well, that's I think that's the whole guess, right? Like, how big has nothing to do with the player, but just how big of a role did you need him to play in order for that to happen? Not what he could have done or what he will, none of that. Just how much do you require out of that position to make that happen? And if it's not all that we thought it needed to be, with this defense stepping up as quickly as they have, positions around you stepping up quicker than you thought they would, schedule playing out pretty favorably considering it's the SEC, like, all the chips may not be out the window just yet.
No, and maybe it's for me. I'll keep going back to my analogy. It's just like, with everything that happened, the fire that started when Nico left, it's like, now you got a fire, man. So it's either going to burn you up or you can burn everyone else up with it, right? One of the two
can
things
propel you or burn you up, right?
But what I loved was the way that
two things will happen. Yeah.
I love the way Miles Kitselman responded, but that was initial reaction, right? That's me at the Airbnb at the Orange and White game saying I'm riding with Jake until Joey came along. Then I'm riding with Joey. I'm riding with whoever's the quarterback. But I love what Big Ant said earlier in the night, that Joey started a group chat and it included George and it included Jake. And that tells me, when people say that culture doesn't matter, that right there tells me that culture does matter. We'll see what happens. We'll let the chips fall where they may. I don't know if we're going to have an interview next Wednesday night. I may see if I can get something cooked up. But if not, we got so many live commitments coming your way soon. The first one is Saturday. This Saturday, Legend Bay. You talk about recruiting. He's just outside the on 300, ranked 310th. June the 29th. That's the following day on Sunday. Brandon Anderson is coming off the board. I don't know if we'll stream that one or not. If we do, then I'll probably move EA Sports College Football to Monday night. I don't know. Just stay tuned in, dialed in. TJ White, 79th overall. Darion Albert, 346 overall, coming off the board July the 1st. We're going to go live at 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. Eastern time. We're going live. Joel Wyatt, Sunday, July the 6th, 58th overall. You guys see a theme here? We're going to be climbing the rankings. So stay tuned in, stay dialed in.
Baby, trending
in the right direction. Let's see, July the 9th, Dom Bailey is going to be in the house, a guy that was recruited by Jeremy Pruitt. He played for Jeremy Pruitt. He has seen rock bottom, and then he rose to the top and got a shot at the college football playoff. This is a big one. This is a fun one. July the 9th. Make sure you guys are here for that. We'll see if we can plug something in for July the 2nd. We're cooking up something big, Coach. I'm putting you back against the wall and saying, you got to make this happen. You got to make it come through. We'll see if it happens. We may have a big fish on the line. We'll see if we can reel it in. What do you guys think in the chat? We still got 150 some people watching live. If Coach Jay can't be here on July the 9th, are you guys ready to let Foul Ming step in? Do you think Foul Ming can handle? Is he ready for the call to the bullpen?
I think so.
Call to the bullpen?
I believe
we get the biggest interview in the history of Talking Balls, and Foul Ming gets to step in, the big right-hander.
I appreciate it.
You're gonna play Wild Thing as I come in.
I love it.
That may be the show intro if Coach Jay can't make it. We'll see what happens, but Big Dom's going to be in the house on July the 9th. Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, EA Sports College Football, all that good stuff. Videos coming your way. Probably going to make a video tomorrow morning on Tristan Keys. Can we flip him or not? I think so. We've got some intel to drop and let you guys know. But we're going to get out of here. For Coach Jay, for Foul Ming, my name's Boogie Bentley. This is the Talking Balls Network. Go Big Orange.
That we call